I'm Tim, and this is Project 431. Off the bat, must apologise for my soaking wet running top, and actually, where are they? There, my soaking wet pants as well. So I can only apologise for them. It was chucking it down when I went out for this morning's run, but we will get on to that. Firstly, as you know, I'm here, I'm on the Isle of Skye. We made it, and work is now in full flow. I've got 3 loops around here that I can run early in the mornings, and the last 3 runs have been on each of those. So there's none of the obligatory Tim complains about how much he hates intervals clips in this video. Instead, let's just run through each run. Tuesday it was just a gentle 4K, just over half an hour it took to do. So a slow 4K, I'm aware. I was feeling pretty chuffed. The elevation here is wild compared to what I've been doing for the last 6 months. I think probably over the last 6 months, my average, well, a 5K run, I'm probably averaging 10, 15 meters of elevation at most. But here it's 10 times that. Over a 5K, I'm doing between 80 and 150 meters of elevation, depending on which route I'm taking. So that's taking some work here. My legs are feeling it. By the end of the run, my chest, my lungs, my heart are feeling it. So there's some good conditioning going on, but that's part of the reason there's been no intervals yet. On the Thursday, I ran the longest of my 3 loops, and that was a 5.25k run, and it took me just over 42 minutes. Slow, I'm aware, but I felt pretty chuffed with that. And the nice thing was there's a long climb up from the beach up to where we are. It's about a k and a half, and I don't know how much elevation gain there actually is on that, but it feels like a long climb. And I managed to maintain really good sub 8 minute pace along there per kilometre, which is faster than I've ever managed. Obviously, I didn't maintain that pace for the entire distance, but I was pretty chuffed. I was warmed up, I was feeling good, I was feeling strong, and it's made me quite optimistic for the Isle of Skye 10K, which I've got in June, the full race, which is now confirmed. I've got the time booked off work. There's no backing out of it now. I'm good to go. So feeling happy with that, and feeling happy that I can maintain a good pace for me up some of these elevation changes. Now, if over the next few weeks I can build that and build the fitness and keep that going, my plan of doing the 10K in less than an hour and 20 is looking really solid. So I'm feeling, yeah, pretty optimistic about that at the moment. Saturday, as I said, it was chucking it down with rain. I really didn't want to go out. I woke up 5:15. Was not feeling it when I heard the rain pounding down on the caravan roof. But I chucked my coat on and I got out there and I did it anyway. I did the medium length of our 3 loops here, so it's just over 4.5k. It took me about 38 minutes to get round. Again, not super fast in the grand scheme of things, but I felt chuffed with it. I was feeling very optimistic, and it's these hills are taking it out of me, and that's the reason I'm not hitting the intervals at the moment. I think that I need to condition myself to these hills now rather than to just the running on the flat, which is what I had been doing. So with the hills being as they are, a couple of weeks, I think, just building distance and going a bit slowly and getting used to this before before trying to push hard on the intervals and potentially risking an injury. But I'm also wondering how important the intervals actually are for me. I really don't enjoy doing them. I don't enjoy the way they make me feel. I feel pretty chuffed afterwards, but in the moment, they're not fun. So I'm thinking maybe I could get away with not doing them. I'm not aiming for super fast times in this 10k race. I'm not aiming to break records. I'm certainly not aiming to be anywhere near the front. I'm just aiming to finish. And pushing myself through the intervals is not fun at all. And if I'm not having fun, I don't know how committed I'm going to be able to remain over the long term. So I think I'll test it for the next couple of weeks, see how I feel with the conditioning and how I get on with these slower runs. I tend to throw some strides in there anyway, just something to mix it up when I'm feeling good, but then feel no pressure and I can just back it off again and take it at a bit of a more chilled pace. But for now, I do think the intervals aren't necessary, for me anyway. I'm sure plenty of people disagree. Plenty of people with much more knowledge about running than me will tell me I'm an idiot, tell me I'm wrong, and they would probably be correct. But I feel like I know my body better than anyone, and it's not a normal case for me. And I'm not aiming for amazing times. Maybe something in the future I can look into. But just to remain building a good solid base, I think is the most important thing. Well, the second most important thing. I think the most important thing is actually to just enjoy what I'm doing and enjoy the running. And if that means going a bit slower, then that means going a bit slower. And on that note, enjoying the running. Today, because of the rain, I went out without headphones for the first time for a run. For the first time by myself without headphones. Oh, it was a great experience. I really got lost in my breath, lost in the sound of my footsteps, lost in the rain on my hood. And it was beautiful. I fell into a bit of a meditative state for a little while, similar to I get when I'm hiking. And it was fantastic. It was a really lovely place to be. I mean, my breathing was a bit more laboured and there was a bit more panting than when I'm hiking, but it still had that same kind of vibe to it. And I loved it. It was really great. So I think I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks are going to be just, again, slowly building distances up over with these elevation changes around here. I'm running more without headphones. And then in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be 6 weeks out from the 10K race. And then I can decide whether or not I want to kind of push it with a bit more speed stuff. But yeah, the more regimented, here's what you're doing each day, it wasn't really working for me yet. And I'm not at a point where I have to push myself to and force myself to do it. So yeah, that's the plan. Chilled, slow, build the distances, condition my legs and my body to these hills. The race is going to be hilly, and I just want to finish that. To be honest, that's all I want to do. And go without headphones. I think try without the headphones and get lost more. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully the weather's better. Hopefully we're not going to have so much rain. But it's Scotland and it's still early in the year. So what you're going to do? There could be a lot more rain yet. But anyway, guys, until next time. Goodbye.